A backup you can't restore is just expensive storage. Yet 34% of businesses never test their backups, and 77% of those who do test find critical failures. That means most businesses are living with a false sense of security. That could cost them everything when disaster strikes. I'm Ross Whitmore, President and Founder of Northern Technology Services here in Petoskey, Michigan. And today we're diving deep into backup and disaster recovery testing because hoping your backups work isn't a business strategy. Now, over the past 10 years serving Northern Michigan businesses, we've seen companies lose everything because they assumed their backups were working. We've also seen businesses survive ransomware attacks, floods, hardware failures because they had tested, verified backup systems. The difference? Regular testing and validation. Now, let's start with the sobering reality check. Having backups and having working backups are two completely different things. Here are the most common backup failures we encounter. Corrupted backup files that look complete but they won't restore. Incomplete backups that miss critical system files or databases. Outdated backups that haven't captured recent changes, hardware failures in backup storage systems, and software conflicts that prevent a successful restoration. Now, here's the harsh truth. An untested backup is essentially no backup at all. You're paying for storage and a false confidence, but you're not actually protected. Step one, let's talk about understanding your backup ecosystem. Now, before you test your backups, you need to understand exactly what you're backing up and where it's stored. Most businesses have more complex backup needs than they actually realize. Your backup ecosystem includes server image backups for complete system restoration, database backups for applications like QuickBooks and customer management systems, file level backups for documents and shared folders, Microsoft 365 backups for email, SharePoint, Teams data, desktop and laptop backups for individual user files, and mobile device backups for business critical apps and data. At Northern Technology Services, we document every client's complete backup architecture. We know exactly what's being backed up, where it's stored, how often it's updated, and how long restoration should approximately take. This documentation is critical for effective testing. Now, step two, the monthly backup verification process. So what we're talking about here is we perform a monthly backup verification for all of our managed clients. And here's exactly how we do it. First, we review backup logs for any errors or warnings. Even successful backups can have issues that need investigation. We check every backup job, every destination, every file type. Second, we perform test restorations on a rotating schedule. We don't just check that files exist, we actually restore them to verify they're complete and functional. For server backups, we boot from backup images to ensure they're fully bootable. And third, we verify backup integrity using checksums and validation tools. This catches corruption that might not be obvious in log files. Fourth, we test restoration speed and procedures. Knowing your backups work is important, but knowing how long restoration takes is critical for business planning. Our monthly reporting shows clients exactly what was tested, what worked, and what needs attention. Transparency builds confidence and ensures nothing falls through the cracks. Now, as we proceed into step three, which is the actual disaster recovery testing scenarios. In this case, what we're doing is essentially making sure that everything is there. Backup testing isn't just about individual files. It's complete disaster recovery scenarios. We test multiple failure scenarios to ensure comprehensive protection. Scenario 1 is a complete server failure. We test booting from backup images on different hardware to simulate total server replacement. This tests not just data recovery, but complete system restoration. Scenario 2, ransomware attack. We test restoring from clean backup points before infection, including database consistency and application functionality. Scenario 3 is natural disaster. We test accessing and restoring from offsite backups when local systems are completely unavailable. Scenario 4, accidental deletion. We test granular file restoration and point-in-time recovery for various scenarios. Partial system failure. We test restoring individual components while keeping other systems running. Each scenario teaches us something different about our backup systems and helps us refine our disaster recovery procedures. So, step 4 is testing your Microsoft 365 backups. Many businesses just assume that Microsoft handles all their 365 backups, but that's not entirely true. Microsoft provides some protection, yes, but comprehensive backup requires additional solutions. Plus, they've got a little gotcha clause there in their terms and conditions stating that, hey, they're really not responsible. So here's what we test for Microsoft 365. Email restoration from specific dates and times, SharePoint document recovery including version history, Teams chat and file recovery, OneDrive file restoration, sharing permissions, and calendar and contact recovery. We use specialized Microsoft 365 backup tools that provide granular recovery options. During testing, we verify that restored data maintains proper permissions, sharing settings, and integration with other Microsoft services. The key is testing restoration to different scenarios, recovering individual emails, entire mailboxes, specific SharePoint sites, and complete tenant restoration. Each scenario requires different procedures and different timelines. Step 5 is database and application backup testing. Database backups require special attention because they're often the most critical and complex part of your backup strategy. We test database backups differently than file backups. For QuickBooks and accounting systems, we test complete database restoration and verify data integrity across all modules. We also test partial restoration for specific date ranges. For customer management systems, we test data restoration and verify that all relationships and customizations are preserved. For custom applications, we test both data and configuration restoration to ensure complete functionality. The key is testing not just that the database restores, but that it functions correctly with all dependent systems. A database that restores but doesn't integrate properly with other applications isn't truly recovered. So, then with that portion being said, step 6, moving into network and infrastructure recovery. Excuse me there. Complete disaster recovery goes beyond just data. It includes your entire IT infrastructure. We test network failover and infrastructure recovery as part of a comprehensive disaster preparedness. Now, internet failover testing using LTE backup connections, we verify that business operations can continue even when primary internet fails. Network configuration recovery, including firewall rules, VPN settings, and wireless configurations. Server and workstation deployment from backup images to new hardware, application licensing and activation recovery procedures. User account and permission restorations across all systems, and our goal is complete business continuity, not just data recovery. We test the entire technology stack that keeps your business running. Now, as we move into the common backup testing mistakes to avoid, even businesses that test their backups often make critical mistakes. That leaves them vulnerable. Don't test only small files. Large databases and system images behave differently during restoration, and they take much longer. Don't test only recent backups. Older backups may have different formats or require different restoration procedures. Don't test only during business hours. Disaster recovery often happens during off hours when systems behave differently. And don't test only successful backups. Testing failed or partial backups helps you understand your recovery options in worst case scenarios. Don't test only technical restoration. Test the complete business process, including user access, application functionality, and workflow integration. The most dangerous mistake is testing backups but not documenting the results. If you don't know what worked, what failed, and how long it took, you can't improve your disaster recovery capabilities. Now, compliance and documentation requirements. For regulated industries, backup testing isn't just best practices. It's often a complete compliance requirement for HIPAA. For example, regular testing of backup and recovery procedures. Compliance-focused backup testing includes documented testing procedures and schedules, detailed results and remediation actions, proof of data integrity and security during restoration. Evidence of regular testing frequencies and audit trails for all backup and recovery activities. We help many healthcare practices, financial service companies, and other regulated businesses throughout Northern Michigan maintain compliance through proper backup testing and documentation. The key is treating backup testing as a formal business process, not just an IT task. And this includes executive oversight, documented procedures, and regular reporting to management. Now, let's talk about the real cost of these backup failures. The average business loses $8,000 per hour of downtime. For small businesses, 93% that lose data for 10 days or more file for bankruptcy within a year. But the costs go beyond just immediate downtime. You're talking lost productivity while systems are rebuilt, customer trust and reputation damage, regulatory fines for data loss, legal liability for lost customer data, and increased insurance premiums. Compare that to the cost of proper backup testing. Our comprehensive backup and disaster recovery service, including monthly testing and verification, runs about an average of $25 per user per month. So for a 10-person business, it's $250 monthly for a complete peace of mind. We've seen businesses spend more on coffee than backup testing, then face tens of thousands in recovery costs when their untested backups failed during a real disaster. So here's your backup testing action plan. So your 30-day roadmap to implementing a proper backup testing. Week 1, inventory all your backup systems and document what's being backed up where. Identify gaps in your current backup strategy. Perform initial test restorations on critical systems. Start with non-critical data to help build confidence in procedures. Test complete disaster recovery scenarios on week 3, including server rebuilds and application restoration. Week 4, document all those procedure results and improvement areas. Create an ongoing testing schedule and responsibilities. The key is starting with what you have and improving systematically. Don't wait for the perfect backup systems before you start testing. Test what you have and improve based on what you learn. Now, the NTS advantage. We're talking comprehensive backup testing. And at Northern Technology Services, this isn't just an afterthought. It's a core part of our managed services. Our comprehensive backup testing includes monthly verification of all your backup systems with detailed reporting, quarterly disaster recovery testing with complete system restoration, annual business continuity exercises that test complete operational recovery, 24/7 monitoring of backup systems with immediate alert response, and a comprehensive documentation for compliance and audit requirements. We perform managed backups for servers and test them by actually booting from backup images. And we offer an LTE failover for internet, cloud backup for servers, local and desktop backup, plus Microsoft 365 backup and QuickBooks Online backup. And we test this all regularly. Our clients have survived ransomware attacks, hardware failures, and natural disasters because their backups were tested and verified. When disaster strikes, they're back up and running in hours, not days or weeks. So remember, the question isn't whether disaster will strike your business, it's when. The businesses that survive and thrive are the ones that are prepared with tested, verified backup and recovery systems. Don't assume your backups are working. Don't hope your disaster recovery plan will work when you need it. Test it, document it, and improve continuously. Contact Northern Technology Services today for a free backup assessment and disaster recovery test. We'll evaluate your current backup systems, perform test restorations, and identify gaps in your disaster preparedness. You can reach us at 844-959-5040. And we're located right here in beautiful Petoskey, Michigan, serving businesses throughout northern Michigan. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a follow on our socials. Stay tuned for more information. And don't forget to reach out and contact us if you need IT guidance to get your business nonprofit where you want to be at.